I never lost faith in you over these many years. Thank you, Link, the hero of Hyrule. May I ask, do you really remember me?
The Great Deku Tree, the guardian spirit of the forest. The Great Deku Tree first debuted in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, serving as the game's first dungeon and protector of the Kokiri's Emerald. Since then, it has become an icon in the Legend of Zelda series, appearing in games like Wind Waker, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom.
It is good to see you.
Hello everyone, it is me, Hylian Bricks, and in this video I will be talking about the first ever LEGO Zelda set, the 2-in-1 Deku Tree. If you are new here, I'd formally like to welcome you to the channel. Throughout my time here on YouTube, I've dedicated myself to building everything from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, and Tears of the Kingdom out of LEGO. I also have an ongoing Zelda stop motion called Hyrule Champion. Speaking of which, I have several announcements to give throughout the video, so be hyped. With all of that said, let's get this video started. To be fully transparent with you all, I will mainly be discussing the Breath of the Wild tree, as it's the one I personally enjoy more. Nonetheless, there are still things to talk about in regards to Ocarina of Time, namely the minifigures and side builds. Starting with the minifigures, we got both young and adult Link, and I truly believe these minifigures are perfect. In fact, they look better than the Breath of the Wild figures, but more on that later. Both of these figures share the same hair hat combo, which just looks fabulous, and as one may expect, they come with alternate face expressions. For young Link, it's a more serious expression, while adult Link has an angry face like if he was going to fight some enemies. Speaking of enemies, this set comes with 2 Deku Babas and a Skulltula that looks incredible. Amongst the other side builds, we got a torch, a gossip stone, 2 stone tablets, one of them containing the fairy bow with the different types of arrows, and Saria Song, which looks really cute. We also got the Deku Tree Sprout, who I originally thought shared the same pieces with Hestu. Funny enough, when you think of it, this set has 3 versions of the Deku Tree, as the Sprout later on becomes the Deku Tree from Wind Waker. And now we can move on to the build for Link's house. Originally, when this set was leaked, this build wasn't included. At the bottom, we are welcomed by Link's fairy companion Navi, which uses a dish with a glittery stud that can be swapped for a yellow stud when she's targeting at enemies, green for when something's nearby, and pink for the Breath of the Wild fairy. In front, we also have a sign which could be translated to "It's a secret to everyone," a reference to the Moblin in Zelda 1. You can tell that the designers put a lot of care into this set, with details like the curtain and Link's bed. Link's treehouse also has a hidden compartment at the bottom housing a crate with some of his items. Those items being a bomb, magic jar, heart potion, the compass, hookshot, fairy slingshot, the Ocarina of Time, Kokiri shield, Hylian shield, and the Kokiri sword. The piece they used for the Kokiri sword more so resembles Breath of the Wild's Traveler sword. Ideally, the best piece would be the short blade from the Heroica line. Since I don't have it, I will be giving young Link this castle sword instead. The set also comes with duplicate pieces for the hookshot, so you can make the long shot with parts from your own collection. Staying on that topic, I also made items that weren't included in the set, like a bomb shoe, bomb bag, Goron's bracelet, silver gauntlets, Megaton hammer, Big Goron sword, mirror shield, hover boots, iron boots, the lens of truth, a Deku stick, a quiver, and a recovery heart. Well, that was a mouthful. Before even starting the recording of this video, I promised myself to not go overboard with the Ocarina of Time portion of this video, and yet here we are. This site truly reminds me of the good old Breath of the Wild Pure Link video where I laid out all of his items. But to properly conclude the Ocarina of Time portion of this video, I'd like to include this owl that came with the Disney CMF Aurora minifigure to represent Kaepora Gaebora. I'd also like to compare the infamous knockoff Ocarina of Time Adult Link figure with the official minifigure. You can make your judgments in the comments, but with all of this out of the way, we could finally move on to the Breath of the Wild Deku Tree. It is time for the Breath of the Wild Deku Tree, the centerpiece and heart of this set. For the Breath of the Wild version, we got two minifigures, those being Link and Zelda. Starting with the least exciting of the two, we got Zelda, who looks incredible with her brand new hair mold in flame yellow-orange. Her face is also a new print, and her alternate expression resembles her praying face as seen in this official artwork. Now for this figure's biggest flaw, the torso. Now don't get me wrong, the detail is amazing, but there's a lack of a black outline and the negative space for the waist isn't even there. Nonetheless, this is simply a nitpick and it doesn't retract any value from this set. Next up is Breath of the Wild Link, my favorite figure. As discussed in other videos, Link's new hair is pearl gold, which interestingly enough, it doesn't shine as much as regular gold under direct light. Link's face is the same one used in Ocarina of Time's Adult Link, with an angry and a stern expression. The printing on this guy's torso is really amazing, capturing all the details seen in game. And finally, we got the legs. Unlike Ocarina of Time Link, who has green and brown dual-molded legs with a white print for his leggings, Breath of the Wild Link has tan and medium nougat legs with a print for the tunic going down. Which means if you were to pose him with his legs in a certain way, you'll be able to see where the print ends. But as said with Zelda, this doesn't take any value away from this set, as there are more characters to cover, and Hestu is one of them. Hestu is an adorable side build with his own maracas that could actually make noise. Hestu is an interesting build as he is made backwards, though his side profile, I am not the biggest fan of that. Now if you watched some of my older videos, you may very well know that I've made these characters in the past in the form of purist customs. So let's take a quick little detour to compare them with the official figures. Starting with the purist Link, you will notice that the arms are the same exact ones used in the official figure. Now the last time you saw this guy, his hair was medium nougat. But ever since the official set was announced, I changed it to gold to mimic the official figure. Nonetheless, putting these two next to each other feels very uncanny. The fact that we have an official Zelda set is still so unreal. But as always, you can customize the official figure with parts from your own collection, like giving him a quiver, or giving him different weapons like the one-hit obliterator. and I might as well give him this Clone Wars face for the memes. Next up is Zelda. This is a minifigure that I never customized to my satisfaction, but she exists. Now you can always give her different clothing like the ceremonial robe seen in the intro animation of this video, or you can make the royal robes. Now the sets did not include this, but I will be giving her a couple frogs, because as you well know, Zelda likes frogs. And finally, we got Hestu, and I would say the official figure definitely looks better than mine, as mine is a bit more blocky. And he has some Discord moderator type posture in the back, which does not look right. However, this shows plenty of growth within my own builds and the evolution of the Lego Legend of Zelda space and how builds have slowly evolved throughout time to now with the official set. With that pep talk out of the way, we could move on to the first half of the Deku Tree, being the Master Sword's pedestal. Taking a closer look at this build, you will notice that it is full with vegetation, with materials like the Silent Princess, Endora Shroom, Hylian Shroom, and a hardy radish. But we can't ignore the centerpiece of this build, being the Master Sword. The Master Sword is a brand new dual molded piece with a purple hilt and a glittery blue blade, similar to its awakened state in Breath of the Wild. The pedestal surrounding it uses an intricate building technique with hinge plates to create the triangular shape. And as you may expect, yes, I have built this in the past, and it looks very depressing compared to the official build. It's been a long time, but a while back I did use this build in one of the earliest scenes in Hyrule Champion Part 4 that involved the ancient hero.
Leave the sword here until the day Hyrule needs me again.
But if you played Tears of the Kingdom, you will very well know that the ancient hero is not a Hylian. And I did make reference to updating that figure in my construct video a while back. But what will come to be out of this character in Hyrule Champion? Well, if you've been keeping up with my community posts, you very well should know where I'm going with this. Guys, I present to you all Hyrule Champion Ancients of 10,000. Yes, you guys heard me, a brand new project for this channel. As discussed in some of the community posts, I intend to make this a short comic rather than a film to save up on resources. Hyrule Champion Ancients of 10,000 is meant to be a bridge in between Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. That should also line up with the story told in Hyrule Champion. So, in simpler terms, I am making a Breath of the Wild cinematic universe. Hyrule Champion Ancients of 10,000 is still in its very early stages of development, but I will be uploading progress pictures in my Discord server, as well as the full comic when it's done. So join the Hyrule Champion Discord server in the link down below for more updates and to meet a bunch of amazing people. With all that said, let's get back into the Deku Tree. And to the Deku Tree we are, and he is massive. He is so big that he scales up beautifully with my Hyrule Castle. Starting in the watery area by the tree's roots, we'll see more of the flora seen in the sword's pedestal. But we can also see fauna with your standard Korok. This set comes with 3 Koroks, one of them being Walton from the Riddles of Hyrule Quest, located atop the Deku Tree. But with some spare parts you can make more Koroks, including a backpack Korok from Tears of the Kingdom. I even made Chio, who was missing from the set. Going around the Deku Tree, we can see 2 other trees that house a nest with a bird egg, which is a really cute detail. Behind those two trees, the Deku Tree has some side panels that reveal the Sheikah slates and bomb runes. The round bomb is looking a bit too simple, so I'll be adding this one by one with a bar for more detail. Now we could move on to the inside of the Deku Tree, which is cluttered with fun details like this acorn seen in Korok puzzles, the bed Korok made for you 100 years prior, a cooking pot, and a shop that not only has the shrooms previously spoken of, but it also has a razor and iron shroom. As mentioned with Link's treehouse, the designers put so much detail and care to this set, especially when it came to the set's main feature being the Deku Tree's face. Behind the tree, you will find a lever that once triggered will open and close his mouth. His eyebrows will also go up and down, which is really neat. The face is incredibly detailed, to the point where they use butcher's hats for the eyes. And finally, we got the top of the tree that is full with beautiful pink leaves. And as discussed earlier, on top we have Walton's little area with a pink fairy and a bean light. It even has an apple referencing the side quest. And here's my build of the Deku Tree compared to the official one. The difference is clearly night and day. Sometime after the release of this video, I'm hoping to destroy this tree and repurpose its parts to build Impa's house from Breath of the Wild. But yeah, that's about it. In conclusion, the 2-in-1 Deku Tree set is an amazing start for The Legend of Zelda. As some of you may know, The Legend of Zelda appears as a theme in LEGO's website, which may allude to more Zelda sets being made in the future. But I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments in regards to this set and the future of LEGO Zelda. That is all I have for today. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe, as it really pushes me forward to create bigger and greater projects. As always, I want to thank these amazing people for being loyal members of the channel. Thank you all for watching. I hope you've had a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.